Hey, it's Bryon Lape. I am live. I don't normally go live and I don't normally do this, but this is a review of something that I thought I recorded months ago and I've not been able to find for quite a while, and I've been meaning to do this. So this is a review of sixpackabs.com. This is something I bought last year, midsummer, maybe early summer. So full disclosure, so I'm about 6'4", 4.5, 6'5", whatever. 200, and at the time I was about 215 pounds. I'm like 212 or something. Anyway, I hover around that. I hover around 17% body fat. Sometimes I'm below. That's according to the device at the gym, which is a ultrasonic thing that you hold out in your hands. And so I was starting the upper part of my abs I could see. I really wanted to learn how to get rid of it. I know it was cutting down sugars and everything else, and I just seemed frustrated and need some help. So I'm going to turn the camera off me, and we're going to share some stuff in the website and kind of just some quick thoughts of what I think of the program and what I think about it. Whatever. We'll go some of the meal stuff and show you the workout that my coach, supposedly, we put that in air quotes, that you get. I talked to the man one time and tried to sell me $1,600 worth of crap. So that ought to tell you, that right there ought to tell you my opinion of it. But let's get to it. Okay. So I'm going to turn the camera off and let's see if I can share properly. Do not want to do the entire screen. I just want to do at the moment this right here. So let me move this over so I can see what I'm doing. So this is the new site. This is the old site. So when I first got into the program, this is what I had access to. I don't remember how much it cost me. I did I got two different supplements, which I've shot reviews for and I also can't find. One of them was a probiotic tablet, which seemed to do an okay job, and the other one's the one that vegetable thing that they are always touting. I didn't notice any difference. I mean, it does taste pretty good, but I didn't know any difference between when I took it and when I didn't take it. And I'll make sure I'm going to present this to everyone, although I'm the only one on here. So hopefully everybody can see this. So this is the old website, and it has some things in here. So I bought the abs over 40, which was what I was looking for, and the training course. And then, so I also had some meals and stuff like that. So this meal plan, and I'm going to stop the video. This is all I really got was the tacos thing, and which was decent. Now they do have a thing where you could, granted, this was several months ago. It was like $100 a month to get 3 recipes a week. So one for breakfast, one for lunch, one for dinner, supper. Not worth it. Not worth the money. You're better off doing e-meals, and choosing like paleo or something like that. It's about the same price for an entire year, and you get far more recipes than you do with this. So to me, this was not worth the price of admission. But the new site, you might say, well, but they have a new site. Yes, they do have a new site. And the new site is just basically the same old stuff from the old site, just with a little bit different packaging. And so obviously you see Tex-Mex tacos, I had access to the same stuff. The stretches are pretty nice. The thing is this company, they have a lot of videos on YouTube. And in my opinion, it's better to just go subscribe to them and watch the videos on YouTube. And most of the information that you need, you can get for free. Or, if you feel like, hey, I want to get something, just turn your ad blocker off, and that way they make money that way. So this goes through a lot of things. There's different programs, different videos, what you should be doing, phases and all that. So, but most of this information is just general. Just read a few muscle building magazines. There's nothing groundbreaking here. And this guy gets really boring really fast. And I just, I eventually said, no, forget it. I'm not even bothering anymore. And the classic is how you get to the old site. So the programs, let me see if I can find the link. I've already downloaded it. So maybe that was right where I was. So this is the Muriel recipe plan, which isn't very helpful. I mean, if you don't know anything whatsoever, this will be helpful for about a month. And then after that, forget it. Just chuck it. And here's some more meal plans, things like that. A lot of these things are made with protein powders that they sell and that you can bake with. I would just go with some brands that you can make with, because the markup is really high. So let me see if I can remember the link to it. I mean, like I said, I think it's overview. No, it's downloads. So this is what supposedly, and here's the link. So I'm going to stop sharing this. and I'm going to share the PDF that I downloaded that supposedly my coach came up with after we talked on the phone. Now you got to remember, I'm not your stereotypical person that's calling in. I mean, I was down to, at the time I was down to like 16 and a half, and I was just, I mean, a couple of years ago, I got down below 15, and then I stopped doing things the right way. And then I got a little bit older, and then everything got harder. So this was the workout plan that my coach came up with. After one phone call, never called me back. Never got in touch with me. Recently got in touch with me by email, and I didn't realize it was him. And I made a snide remark about, "You're going to try and sell me $1,600 worth of stuff." He said, "I'm your coach." And I was like, "Great." It was useless. And then he really chastised me. He really turned off the customer service. But it was like, dude, I haven't heard from you in 6 months, and you send me a random email, and you're the one getting angry. So this is a crap ton of work. There are most days I really have 45 minutes to get to the gym. Um, Basically, I've got an hour. Gym's not far up the street. I have devised a hybrid program where I'm doing heavy lifting on some days. I'm doing kind of a 4X volume style program on other days. When I do it, it works pretty well for me. And so I'm doing squats, overhead press. I'm doing deadlifts, and obviously on different days, bench press, rows. I use the machine. Pendlay rows and bent over rows I can do for a while, and then my back really starts to bother me, and it's probably my abs aren't strong enough or something. But so and then I do leg presses, I'll do walking lunges, bicep tricep work. That's usually on the volume days. I'm usually doing the smaller muscles on the volume days, except for the volume for the legs. I do some chest stuff volume, but that tends to be dumbbell incline, dumbbell decline presses. I do some cable um, not cable flies, and divergent rows. So again, and we're talking rep ranges in like 12 reps, 10 reps, 10 to 12 reps, 4 second negative. And when I do it right, and obviously lower weights and higher volume. So here we have, essentially it's an hour and a half a day. And I don't have an hour and a half a day. This right here, the cardio that they show for a guy over 40, this is horrible. This will increase your cortisol and will make it harder to get rid of body fat. Now, if I was a couch potato with 40% body fat and was 100 pounds overweight, this would be a good place to start. But so this is the general program. But once you start to lose weight, start to lose body fat, this program no longer applies. And that was the problem. And it was like, I can't have an hour and a half every freaking day to spend in the gym. I do about a 10-minute cardio to warm up, and then I stretch, and then I get, and then if I'm in the gym longer than an hour, it's because I've been talking too long. And this has been many months of trying to whittle down programs and various ideas, because I can do 5x5 for a while. Then my body says enough. 4X it wasn't cutting it for strength. And so I kind of combined the two and have a nice little program. And I wanted to get it better so that I could get rid of more body fat. My coach knew less than I did. And so I got this, and I was like, you've got to be kidding. I looked at it, and I was like, this is a complete waste of time. I mean, there's no way in hell this guy got this body at his age doing this program. Maybe eating the way that they have, because the meal plans are nice, but that it's not worth the cost. Like I said, just go to emeals.com, choose paleo, choose one of those. I wouldn't choose a low fat. Paleo is probably the better. I know people are all into keto diets, and there's some discussion of whether or not it's bad for your kidneys. I want to see the research. A lot of people keep claiming that. It was like protein powder. People say that's bad for your kidneys too. Wrong. That's all wrong. Bunk, bunk, bunk. It's kind of like the beer belly nonsense. That's not what causes it. So, but the idea with the big thing is you're going to need some carbs, and you're going to need some fats. You're going to need some protein, and getting your percentages correct. But what you don't want to do is you want to minimize how much you mix all three in one meal. This is what makes pizza bad. This is other than other things, makes beer bad, because you've got all of it in there. So in the morning, you want fats and protein to break the fast. You could do intermittent fasting if you want, and some caffeine to kind of get things going. But I do a grass-fed beef and nut breakfast, and it works very well. And I'm not hungry for a while, and I'm eating about almost half a pound of grass-fed beef. It's important to get the grass-fed free range as much as you can. And then somewhere in the afternoon, I may have something with rice. I may do vegetables with chicken or something, and try to minimize the fat for that one meal. It all depends on when I'm working out, because sometimes I work out in the morning, sometimes I work out in the evening, and when I'm trying to recover. Remember, when you work out, you've got 24 hours to recover. You don't have to grab the candy bar and get your glucose levels, your glutamine, and all that stuff back up in a heartbeat. You have hours to do that. And that's also when I work out, depending on what things I'm doing. So anyway, I'm going to go back to sharing my web browser again, just to kind of to really, I didn't want to spend too much time on this. So my take on this is, when I first got this and I first went through it, I was like, man, I've been scammed, and I was pissed off. That's a bit of a negative, I guess. It's a bit too harsh of a criticism. If you don't know anything, it is an okay program. It is not cheap, but I also don't have anything to compare it to. I don't know if Weight Watchers and other things are more expensive. But as you learn, you're going to need less and less of this program. You're going to find out listen to your body, find out what works, take time to stretch, take time to warm up and do things like that. Cut your cardio back as you start to burn body fat, cut your cardio way back, lift more weights. A lot of research talks about people over 40, heavy weights works better. In fact, and then there's the thing called the perfect workout, which is something I saw Gene Seymour was mentioning in an interview. I got to go find out about it. It's weightlifting, but very, very, very slow. And I mean, there are pure negative programs too. They're actually machines that everything you do is a negative, the negative part of the movement. And so obviously you're doing compound movements. So you're doing a negative on one is a positive to another. So if you have a machine that lets you take two different movements back to back. So let's say arm curls and extensions. So if you're curling the bar, say toward you, that's a positive on the bicep. But if you have something that isolates and makes you pull it, now your triceps are going to contract. You're going to get the negative side of that. And then when you lower it slowly, your biceps are going to be in negative to do that too. So those types of movement, there's machines that do that. There's a lot of research to suggest that's very, very effective. And again, but heavy weights are also effective for building strength. When you're doing volume, it depends on if you're going for a pump, you're going to do volume, high volume, but very fast reps. If you're doing it's like a 4X, and that's Steve, I forget the guy's name. It's been so many years since I've looked at the 4X program, but he developed that for over 40. Now he's a former bodybuilder, so he has pretty decent mass that he's already starting with. So something like what I had to do is I actually had to go into 5x5 to build strength and go back to 4X and then 5x5 or something like that. So to me, if you know nothing, it's probably worth at least getting access to the website, getting some meals, getting some information. You can try some of the supplements. Don't let them upsell you into all the supplements, because you don't need them. And like I said, I took something. I take a good quality multivitamin. And so I saw very little, except when people around me were getting ill. It helped me kind of stave it off a little bit. But I mean, I did eventually get the office cold. But days that I took it and days that I didn't, in fact, I have like probably 4 or 5 servings of the stuff left. I didn't notice the difference at all. And so it's going to depend on what your chemistry is. And you might say, oh, it's great stuff. It does taste pretty good. It does taste a little sweet. I think it has stevia and it has some kind of artificial sweetener in it, but it does taste much, much better than if you were to try and juice all that stuff, all of the vegetables that you would need. And but I don't think it's worth the price. It seems, but a lot of those types of stuff, I've looked at other things that are similar. They're all about the same price. So they're competitive with their, in their market, but I think the market's too expensive. That's just my personal opinion. So overall, good for a beginner. Within a month or two, if you're half paying attention, you're not going to need it anymore. I mean, I haven't paid the monthly fee in a long time, but I still have access to the stuff I bought. And so you would still be able to get into the website and do some things. But I would cancel the monthly crap and go from there. And again, there's a lot of their information's on the YouTube. So the best thing to do is to get moving, start moving, especially if you've not done anything. Walk around the block and walk a little bit further every single day. Go a little bit faster every single day, and then subscribe to their website, subscribe to their YouTube channel, watch all the videos that have pertinent information for you, and then see if you need the program. But yeah, I mean, if you, and I don't know, maybe I got a dud of a coach, but he sure didn't help me with anything at all. And he was belligerent when he finally contacted me again via email after 6 months of zip, zero, nada. I get a lot of spam calls to my phone now. And so I rarely answer the phone unless I recognize the number. And people who know that will leave a message and I'll get right back to him. So if he did call me, because I did give him myself a number, he never left a message. So, and I don't even remember his name. And obviously, because when he sent me an email, I didn't realize it was him. So overall, that part of the program I think sucks. And I think that part, I wouldn't say it's a scam, but it's a complete waste of money. So first, join the YouTube channel, go to get all the information you can, then see if you want to do some of this stuff, maybe buy a couple of supplements, and then then you won't need it, and then you'll be able to take the information and make it work for you, and you'll be motivated because you'll be seeing results. All right, thanks everybody. And like I said, I was doing this live because I thought I shot all this stuff months and months ago. I've been looking for it. I looked for it in December, I looked for it in November. It was basically when I was been really busy, and I said I'm going to do this live and just let it go from there. And so I'll create a thumbnail and all that other stuff later. All right, thank you very much. Goodbye.